request asking me to make this ICT strategy breakdown. So very easy, simple ICT strategy that works every single time. So guys, as you can see, I drew a pattern on my Tradingview. So if you want to get Tradingview, the link is in the description. You can get 1 month for free and get things started. So guys, look at this. You want to look for price like a strong rally to the upside, wait for price to retrace and break that high. So you can clearly see price took these highs out. Guys, I'm going straight to the point because this strategy is incredibly insane, like it works. So we're going to wait for price to break these highs and retrace back to this zone. And guys, look at this, something happened here like that is really interesting. Price, if you're a break and retest trader, you can clearly see that you would want to take a trade at this point for a break and retest. So you could be putting like taking a trade there and your stop loss maybe slightly below that zone here. So guys, regardless of where your stop loss is, even if it's down here, you got blown away out of the market. Yeah, you got completely destroyed. So price manipulated everyone from this at this break and retest, and it took these lows out. Like look, it took these lows out, and this is one move. Like if I see this in the market, I'm anticipating something to happen. All right, so let me take this out of the chart, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what's happening right now, so I'm looking for a setup. So let's say price retraces back to this zone where everything happened, and for some beautiful reason we could spot a, let's say we could spot a supply zone, because when price is going down it means supply. Let's say we find an order block up here, an order block for it. Let's a supply based order block, because there's a demand based order block. Let's say we find a supply order block. So a supply order block indicates a strike, a selling momentum to the downside. So if I see a supplies order block at this point, this is my area of interest. All right, this is my area of interest. So now price is back at this order block zone. So some traders who claims to be smart money traders, some of them, I'm not saying all of them, some of them are going to want to take a sell right here. So let's say we're taking a sell at this point, at the retest of this supply zone, and our stop loss is slightly above this zone, and you can see price triggered us in and it's going slightly in our profit, and we are like, man, I'm very smart. I'm like, guys, I'm like, look at this, price is going in my favor, and price just went like 1.3 to 1, 1.2 to 1 on just this one trade and completely destroyed your stop loss. I do not care where your stop loss is, but I believe regardless of where it is, your stop loss got triggered out. Like 90% or even 99% of traders got stopped out at this point. So this is when the real smart money guys comes into the market using this ICT strategy. So want to wait for price to take out these lows, like that's fake move to the downside. You can see that price obviously triggered the order block in and went a little bit in profit and stopped us out. So we want to see price take out that low, that fake move. We want to see price take it out, and you can see clearly price took it out. So this is when the real smart money guys, the real ICTs, come into the market. We want to look for an order block, a supply based order block, or we want to look for a fair value gap at this point. So if we see a fair value gap, let me turn this to, let me say, red. If we see a fair value gap at this point, then we will be looking to take a sell trade. So let's say we take a sell trade here, stop loss slightly above this supply zone, or you could make this your stop loss. It depends on what you want, but let's just say I'm using this as an example. So we want to take our trade here, and you can see price fell, like price fell really bad. You can take a 2 to 1, a 3 to 1, a 4 to 1, or you can target zones like this. You can just target these lows here, or you can target this lows right here. As you can see, this was a 5 to 1, but this is not like a live trade. It's easier said than done. Like looking for this example is like hell. But let me just go into the chart and see if I can find a setup like this. So let's use this one as an example. Price went up, came back down, took the highs, came back down, retest, went up a little bit. Okay, there was no setup here. This is a very good example, even if it's not just that clear of a setup. But you can see price made this highs. I can see they rally up to the upside, price made this highs, came back down, and price took this highs out and it came back to retest. Some people are going to be looking to take a trade here for a buy and maybe stop loss slightly below here and take profit, whatever. And you can see that price went a little bit in profit and just crashed down. So this was a fake move. This was a fake move to me, and price went up, crashed down, and we're looking for a supply zone. Obviously the supply, there was no supply zone at this point, but you can clearly see that this was a supply zone. So it's more, it's not a must that the supply zone must be the first thing that formed, but you can see price came back down and gave us this supply zone. So this indicator is what helped me find the supply zone. Like I said, supply demand zone, look for that on your indicator section. And let's say we mark this zone out. You can see price came down. Like some people, like let's say most people will take their trade at this point and stop loss slightly above here. Price stopped us out at this point. Let me take this position tool out of the chart so this can be clear, so you can clearly see the market. So you can see price took that price out, price stopped us out, and this was the lowest point price got to. As you can see, this was the lowest point. Price went up and broke below this this lows here, this manipulation move. I call it the M move, the manipulation move, and price closed below. So you can clearly see that there's an FVG here, there's a fair value gap at this point. So if you mark this fair value gap up for a sell, you can clearly see that price came back, retested that FVG, and let's say your stop loss is slightly above that FVG, which is around this point. You can clearly see that price just fell, like price tagged us in and literally crashed to the downside. So this is a beautiful example. You can see price went for a 5 to 1, or let's say you can target this lows here. You can target this lows here, and you can clearly see that this was a 4.33 to 1 on this trade. Guys, it's not that easy to find a clear textbook setup like this one I showed you guys here, but the concept is just easy. Wait for this manipulation and you can take your trade every single time. And guys, it works. It absolutely works.
Guys, my mentorship students, I teach them, like on average, I teach them like 3 of my main strategies. This is one of them, and I'm surprised that even the free content is making people money and making them happy. Alright guys, so you don't need to join the paid mentorship. You can just watch my videos and learn free of charge. You guys, I have a lot of content on this channel that teaches you how I trade in depth. You can join a live stream every single day if you want free signals. If you want my main VIP signals, then you can also DM me on Instagram, because it's a closed VIP group. It's not yet open to the public, so you can DM me on Instagram for that group.
Watch the video on the end screen to learn more about my strategy. Leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. It's your boy XO, and I'm signing out.